Welcome, dear Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Today's your day. It is the day for your June 2025 reading. Now, this is a general reading, and you may not resonate with all things, but I think you might resonate with a little bit of something. And if not, you may want to share this with one of your friends. And while I shuffle, because I've pre-shuffled already for you, please do me a favor, like and subscribe this video. That really helps out a lot. Okay, so, pardon me, there came a few cards, but this is very significant to give us a start. And this is just a glimpse. I want to say a tarot preview of coming attractions. This Wheel of Fortune that is turning in your favor now. And it's a very spiritual experience that will be happening in June. Notice these little fellows in each corner. They're each writing down. And you know what that means? Nothing on earth goes without notice. Nothing goes without being recorded. But the good thing is, you've got good karma that's coming. We're going to put these back into the deck, and we're going to continue to shuffle. And I want to welcome you to each and every one of you. This is your Fate and Fortune with True Oracle, and I am Lady Zelda, and I thought a card popped out there. It sure felt like it. Here we go. First card out. The Tower. Interesting. We had that preview of coming attractions with the Wheel of Fortune. Now we have this Tower. We have the Two of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the Hierophant. He's been making a very big show in a lot of readings today. The Judgment card, we're going to lay out, maybe 2 or 3 more. There is the High Priestess look. We have the counterpart to the High Priestess, which is the Hierophant. The Two of Wands. And the Four of Cups. Very, very interesting. On the bottom of the deck, we have this Two of Pentacles, or coins, whatever you want to call them. All right, we're going to sit this right here. So let's just take a little preview. Okay, so this is what I'm getting from the cards. An eclectic mix, by the way, dear Leo. An eclectic mix, for sure. But June is going to be a wake-up call for you, because as we're coming into June, you have really felt, and I think that you're right, things have just really not been very good for you. And we have to face that in life many, many times. But remember, you had the Wheel of Fortune, and also remember, this is a card of, well, it is temporary. So, okay. So you didn't have a good foundation in what you were doing before, but as we go further, it definitely looks like you have rectified this. Coming into the month of June, we have maybe just a little bit of a trust issue, maybe just a little bit of concern. But I think there's a reconciliation here coming with this particular Two of Cups. Let me show you about this Two of Cups some things I really think are interesting. This staff of Hermes, or the caduceus right here, is what is used in medical circumstances, especially here in the United States, maybe all over the world. But she is dressed in the robes. You see that? How she is dressed in the robes of the High Priestess? That's pretty interesting, isn't it? And along with this, he is dressed in the outfit of the Fool. Now, nobody is the Fool here, but the Fool is the beginning, where you start over, you start fresh. There's a new pathway ahead. So it doesn't surprise me that there's a coming together here, putting things together and starting over. You see, they're touching, I'm going to say he's touching her hand. She's got a wreath of laurel, which is winning. He's got another wreath on his head. So it is very not only honorable, but there's a lot of humility there. Negotiation, coming forward, asking if they can work things out. Now, if you're in a relationship that is not going so well, I do believe that June will be a month in which you can definitely entertain. And I say that because getting back together sometimes can mean going back. And what does that mean? Well, things will need to be fixed. Otherwise, you go back to perhaps the same thing over and over again. But in this case, it looks like it may have been about money, not about other people, but also you come into the month of June holding on tightly because you may have some trust issues, you're uncertain. This is a card of also marriage, it's a card of Taurus, and it's a card of a spiritual part of this. Now, this High Priestess, some very interesting things about her, because the Wheel of Fortune has that wheel in the middle where it spells out the Torah. And look at what she is holding. She's telling us there's no gray area. It's only black and white. And all water comes from the robe of the high priestess. The water from the High Priestess is all about a life force. It's all about life. Life flows on. So you see, with this particular card here, life is moving on and giving an opportunity for you to bring things back together again. And there are a few little things you'll have to overcome. Right now, on the bottom of this deck, it shows you've been juggling things for a little while, hoping that your ship can come in and you can relax a little bit. But again, there's a trust element here that you have to overcome. And I believe you will, because look at this. There is a celebration coming for you, and it's going to be a very emotional time in the month of June. I want to say a do-over. A do-over. But you see, there's an infinite sign here. I was going to say signal, but it's actually a sign that you have to be careful or you'll go through this again. You've got to learn the lessons of what this means for you so you don't have to repeat yourself and be on a hamster loop and just keep going over and over. This very earthy hermit is saying it's time to heal. It's time to sit back, refresh yourself, charge your battery. Just make sure that everything you're dealing with is on a healing journey before you attempt to reconcile or get together again. Now, if you're not in a relationship, it could be about your career because you are holding on money very tightly. Nothing wrong with that because many times we've all had to do this. But this points more to a relationship. This Judgment card, I call it the discernment card. It's like a wake-up call. You're discerning now what was good, what was not good, what's good for you, and perhaps even good for others. This card is telling that there's most likely a second chance. And I say most likely because, my darling, it will be up to you in order to have that second chance roll around. Now, here's a very interesting card. The Wands element, the fire element of growth, open doors. This little fella standing there, he's got the world in his hand. He knows he can do just about anything that he wants to do. This is a card of planning, designing. So if you are planning on a reconciliation, I think there needs to be a plan, my darling. There needs to be something that you can say, okay, now I need to work on this. And again, this can be about your career if you are not in a relationship, because it's carrying almost this dual sensibility here. But one thing I want to show you, you see how he has this robe, first of all, of red, which is control and love and passion and power. And he's standing there because he is in control, but only after one thing. See the wands? He has chosen this wand to go forward. And look, he is looking from the side of the castle into this vast area of the world, picking out where he wants to be, planning and designing. But in order to do this, he had to choose one pathway and put the other behind him. And in order to be successful at it, whether it's relationship or career or whatever the case, he had to lock down this wand from his past behind him, because he knows that in order to be successful, and no matter what we do, we have to make sure we allow the past to be the past. Otherwise, if we continue to bring our past forward, then it is our present. And then before you know it, it becomes our future where we can't let go. He has recognized that's exactly what he has to do, is let go of that past. Very interesting element there, isn't it? Teaches us a lot about life in general. This little fellow, sitting here cross-armed, cross-legged, a benevolent hand coming out of the heavens, handing him a cup, because he already has 3 there that it looks like really he had to pass on. Maybe they weren't good enough, or maybe he didn't have all the facts. Some people say this is a card of stubbornness, and I'm going to say maybe it is. But in some regard, sometimes we have to be stubborn. We can't just give in too easily. Now, the other thing I get from this card is that he's protecting his own energy. That's a trust issue. You see how you can draw a figure 8 or an infinity symbol. He's keeping his energy to himself. That makes that very interesting too, because we have that in the cards. Now, here's another. Look how this hands are. You can almost draw another infinity symbol there. It might be a little stretch, but it's there. He's holding on very, very tightly. Of course, Pentacles is everything in our material world. But it's not only about money or material things. It's about being in control and having stability. Oh, that opens up many doors, doesn't it? So, my dear Leo, coming through this, knowing that you've got some real spiritual parts about this, What it boils down to is the healing, letting go of the past, and working on some trust issues. And then you can entertain a reconciliation, either with your, I'm going to say, relationship or your career. I'll let you decide that. Right now, I would like to qualify this Tower card. Give us more information on this Tower card, please. More information. Okay. Okay. And this makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. It's the Eight of Swords, but before we get into that, I want to see what's on the bottom of the deck. Okay, there we are, my darlings. The Queen of it all, the Queen of Pentacles. She's very generous and very nurturing. And you know what? She can also be a healing in your finances. And I think that tells the tale about you. You've been so nurturing, so healing, so generous, that I think maybe some people have taken advantage of you. But I've got to tell you this, you could have walked away a lot sooner than what you have. The swords are our thoughts, possibly even communication. I think so. I think so. This Eight of Swords is all about fear, self-limitation. Have you limited yourself? Have you stepped back? Have you noticed that you don't trust? Maybe even trust yourself in making some decisions. Well, my darling, I'm going to tell you, and let's do this one more time. I want to now, I need some more information. We've got this in the Tower card. So you're feeling that things have just continued to fall apart for you. But June is going to be much different. So let's see. I want some more information on this Eight of Swords. What do we have there, dear Leo? And oh, look, we saw the Hermit before, and now we're seeing the Hermit again. And what the Hermit is basically saying to you is this. It's time for you to heal. Step back a little bit. Know that you've got to be in a very, very good place, but to navigate your next steps, your next steps. That ties in with this Two of Wands. One thing I want to show you, there is a six-sided star of Solomon there. You're in more control than what you think. And for him to be looking down and on a snow-covered area, that means he's made it to the top of the mountain. He's looking down now and deciding how he is going to navigate, plan, and design his own path. It's time for you, my darling, to heal, recharge your batteries a bit, come out of the fear, because you know what? You can walk out of this pretty easily because the swords don't go all around you. And look at the water coming from the High Priestess robes, that life force that still is coming through to you. And there we have the castle in the background. Not to worry, my darlings, because there is a healing coming. And you'll be able to reconcile what it is you want to do, whether it's relationship, whether it's communication, whether it's your career. I hope this has helped you, because there's a little work to do, my darling, in June. But you know what? You're going to make it through, because this is going to be a month for you to break through. And I like this card. There's going to be breakthroughs for you in June. I want to thank you so much for being here. If you would like to have a reading with me, check out the link in the description and the one at the end of this video. And there's some other videos there that YouTube thinks that you would enjoy, and we do too. Please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and I will see you again very, very soon. Thank you so much and enjoy your June. Bye for now.